Conscious. ISO. Back in my bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for.
Jake Paul is on the brink of burnout after Mike Tyson just swore to knock him out cold in the ring. Jake is a young boxer on the rise, but has the athlete bitten off more than he can chew so early in his career? Jake's recent comments about facing burnout have everyone talking. Looks like Mike Tyson has finally messed up with his opponent's head. Mike Tyson issued a stern warning to finish him. So what does this mean for Jake Paul's career? Is the YouTuber turned boxer hitting his limit? Let's break it all down. There's no denying that Jake Paul has taken the boxing world by storm. Love him or hate him, you can't deny the impact he's had on the sport. With his impressive record and epic victories over fighters like Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, and Ben Askren, Jake has proved that he's not just a flash in the pan.
He's singing the hymns. He's trying to get spiritual. That's it. Not my man, the problem child, proving to be a big problem.
But hey, it's not all sunshine and rainbow for the problem child. With his rise in the boxing world, Jake has been under a microscope, and with success comes scrutiny. So what did the athlete say that has the entire fight world questioning his future in the sport? Is his head not in the game anymore? Or have Mike's brutal warnings finally started taking a toll on the 27-year-old? Well, I think it's the latter. It all started when Iron Mike made some eye-opening comments about the athlete and their upcoming fight. It has been hard for Jake to transition from YouTube to professional boxing. It's not a jump you see a lot of people make, and even if a YouTube turns into an overnight athlete, the last person you see them stepping into the ring is Mike Tyson. Jake has got to be the first to make this big of a change, and it has finally caught up to him. It's only that Mike Tyson is one of the best boxers of all time. Come on, you don't even have to think twice when it comes to him being the best heavyweight boxer in history, because he has really made his mark and set himself up there. After all, he's the baddest man on the planet. In a recent interview, Mike warned that Jake might be on the brink of burnout, and all he needs is for someone to show him his place in the ring. Mike seems like just the person for the job, and he's taken the responsibility to finish Jake Paul's pro boxing career for once and for all.
It was good while it lasted for Jake, okay? It was good while it lasted. It's not gonna last much longer. You're fat, Jake.
Tyson's comments about ending Paul's career have sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Here's the thing, when Mike Tyson speaks, people listen. The last thing you'd want is to take the baddest man's words with grains of salt. So what exactly does he mean by burnout? Is Jake really near the end of his time in the ring? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Boxing isn't just about putting on some heavy gloves and stepping into the ring. It's more about every single day leading up to fight night. It's not just about physical strength. It has everything to do with a person's mindset. Jake needs to be careful or someone's going to finish him and steal his spot as the top PPV star of the sport. Now, to understand more about Tyson's comments, you need to have a deeper look at Paul's training for the upcoming blockbuster fight.
Let's go, work that fucking
Ever since the problem child has announced that he will be fighting none other than the boxing legend himself, Mike Tyson, the YouTuber turned boxer, has been pushing himself to the limits, leaving no stone unturned for gearing up for the upcoming fight. Good thing, with the fight's recent postponement, the athlete has got more time to practice every day in order to get ready for the upcoming clash. Plus, you can't forget that before Paul fights Mike in the ring on November 15th at AT&T Arena, he's got himself a fight with Mike Perry on July 20th, which is in less than a month now. It's definitely not child's play to gear up for two tough fights in a span of only 3 months. Here's where Mike's burnout comments come in. Not only does an athlete need a healthy break in between fights to recover, but also some extra time till they catch up with everything mentally. Burnout in sports isn't just about physical fatigue, it's also about mental exhaustion. Get this, Mike Perry and Mike Tyson are both going to be the biggest fights of Jake's career yet. Jake's training like a beast, there's no doubt, as we've all been keeping with his social media. His socials are filled with glimpses of his grueling workouts and sparring sessions. But there's a fine line between dedication and overexertion. Jake's got a lot of pressure because he's risking it all by stepping into the right with Mike Perry because, oh man, he's not one to take lightly. Jake's got constant pressure to take Mike Perry down, because his big fight, or you can say the biggest fight of his career, pretty much depends on the outcome of the first fight. The pressure of staying on top, the constant media attention, and the expectations from fans and critics can take a toll on any athlete. Jake's mental toughness has been tested time and again, but how long can he keep this up? Is Mike Tyson's warning a sign that Jake needs to slow down and reassess his approach? Let's have a closer look at how Jake's been handling the pressure. The problem child faced his biggest challenge against Tommy Fury. Their fight was a close contest, and even though Jake ended up taking the loss, nothing came easy. Jake has admitted that training for Mike Tyson is no joke. The mental preparation for this fight is as demanding as the physical training. The pressure to perform and prove doubters wrong, there's a lot of weight on Jake's shoulders. Now, in addition to his fights, the problem child is constantly in the spotlight. You'd expect him to be used to it after being a YouTuber for years. But at what point do you draw the line for too much screen time? Press conferences, interviews, and social media presence are all part of his daily routine.
I could tell you your energy wasn't there. Do you know why that was?
I think lots of reasons. Yeah. I mean, like, was sick for 4 weeks out of this 9-week camp.
Oh, yikes.
And then was traveling jet lagged for like another week out of that.
There's no denying that it gets too much at some point and starts taking a toll on the athlete's mental health. Jake has made it clear that he faces challenges every morning when he gets up and fuels himself to step into the gym and beast up. But what about Mike's comments to end the problem child? Is Jake's career actually in jeopardy? Let's talk about all the possibilities of where Jake's career can go if things look good for him this year. Let's say he picks up not one, but 2 impressive wins against Mike Perry and Mike Tyson. Now, a lot of people see him coming out on top over Perry, but a win against Iron Mike? That'll surely send the fight world into a frenzy. But there's no denying that it'll establish Jake as a legitimate boxer, right? Well, here's the thing. It'll still pretty much be a topic of debate. Why? It's because Iron Mike will be 58 years old by the time he steps into the ring with Jake Paul. A victory over a 58-year-old isn't going to prove much. If Jake wants his fight with Mike to set him apart and put him at the top, he's a tad bit too late for that. Maybe if he fought Mike around 30 years ago, a victory wouldn't establish him as the best in the heavyweight division. After Mike, Ryan Garcia and Conor McGregor have eyes on Paul for a potential bout. The Notorious has been chasing bug money fights ever since his bout with Floyd Mayweather broke the internet. But here's the thing. A bout with McGregor would not only be a massive payday, but also a high-stakes match that could further strain Jake's physical and mental limits. Yeah, winning against Mike will book Jake a fight against the Irishman, but at what cost? Boxing is a brutal sport, and the wear and tear on the body can be immense. Jake has already faced some injuries, and continuing to fight at this pace increases the risk of serious harm. He really needs to take a chill pill, relax, and realize that he isn't a professional athlete. Jake hasn't been hitting the gym training for the sport ever since he was a child. No matter how good he is at it now, you can't rule out the fact that he's very new. It won't be long before it gets to him and he overdoes himself. If Mike Tyson was actively sending me threats about knocking me out cold or sending me crashing onto the canvas, I'd be scared for my life too. After all, he's freaking Mike Tyson. And if there's one person who knows how to knock anyone down, it's him. Can a newbie boxer really hold up against him? It sounds bizarre, but finally seeing them step into the ring will be even wilder than all our imaginations. Jake needs to keep his head in the game and not let Mike's comments get to him ahead of the highly anticipated bout. Many athletes have faced burnout and spoken openly about it. From NBA stars to Olympic athletes, the story is often the same. Pushing too hard and letting your opponent get into your head. Mike Tyson's warning isn't just about the possibility of losing a fight. It's about the bigger picture. Jake's not at a point in his career to let a burnout affect him. If he wants to be a world champion like he says he does, this man's got a long and dusty road ahead of him, so I guess we have to all wait and see how it plays out. What are your opinions on Jake Paul facing burnout after Mike Tyson warned to finish him? Make sure to fill the comment section with your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.